Welcome everyone to the Unlock Alabama Lunch and Learn series. I believe this is series number 6. And today we're going to be answering your questions about the upcoming summer cohort program that launches in May and ends in June. It's an 8-week program that's completely free for all participants. We're targeting young builders aged 18, 29 year olds in Alabama. However, anybody is welcome to join. That's just our focus for this program. Yeah, again, this is completely free. This is 8 weeks long. We're focused on helping builders take their ideas to life, build them from 0 to 1. And every week we'll teach you something new. It could be a new mission, where you're building in public, you're curating content for an audience that you already have, or starting in a completely new place and starting from scratch and building it from zero, and slowly gaining traction, whether that's users, whether that's dollars for your product, service, or side project, um, and seeing it through to completion at the end of 8 weeks. Which is also maybe very, we're having a high focus on providing high support and setting high standards. And you also have mentors um, inside of this program called guides that are here to help you. Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Perez. I'm the head of mentorship for Unlock Alabama. And yeah, we're super excited to have this program. We also have one of our interns inside of this meeting named Natasha Mohammed, who is an intern with Unlock Alabama, who's been going through this process as one of our first early access participants through the HBCU Fuel AL Innovation Program. I think I got that right. I hope I got that right.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so I think that's the right name of the internship program. So yeah, if you have any questions about the program, feel free to ask anything. Um, Nothing is off limits, and there are no such things as a dumb question.
I have a question. So for this cohort, you said it's for a month, correct?
It's for 2 months. Yeah, it's supposed to be 8 weeks long, running from
Mhm.
May until June of this year.
Okay. And you mentioned mentors. Is it that we're gonna have like one mentor, or is it like multiple for different students, or?
That's a good question. So you'll have a mentor that's either assigned to you, or that the onus will be on you to reach out to them. But we're targeting mentors that are from Alabama and who have this this experience of helping out others, and who have actually built something before. That way, you get quality advice from people who have walked the walk, not just talking that talk.
Perfect. And say, for example, I wanted to rejoin but continue with the project that I'm working on. Is that possible, or do I have to build from scratch something else?
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. You can continue with what you're working on with Cyber with Nats,
Perfect.
or even your project Cyber Shield too. I won't share too much though. If that's still under wraps.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that one is really fun. I might post that one in school soon.
Please do. Yeah, we would love to see, and love to amplify what you've got going on. Also, to be mentioned, yeah, we're going to be heavily focusing on AI for this program. So we're going to go more in depth with different kinds of tools you can use, no matter what you're building, be it, an online SaaS product that you want to sell for, as a monthly subscription, whether you're building a service-based business or a brick and mortar business, and how to incorporate AI into your workflows, or to build other things such as agents or automations to help you stay focused on meaningful work, or just have more time to spend with your family at home and let AI do the heavy lifting. So we're going to do our best to incorporate AI um, for everyone, no matter what you're building or working on, and no matter your skill level too, as well as keeping it ethical and yeah, teaching you how to use AI responsibly.
What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that part? When you say ethical, like, is it like, do you get like your project or like your, I guess your idea, copyright or something?
Yeah, I think ethical is really the ethical use of AI is really interesting because it spans so broad. Because because AI is still, or generative AI, I should say, is still in a very in its infancy stage. There's a lot of ways to go about things, but there's things that can be ethical, such as like there can be things such as like taking ownership of work that isn't your own.
Okay.
Um, there can be things like that can be close to phishing, such as like copying someone else's landing page, like the landing page of Nike, bar for bar, word for word, pixel for pixel, and passing it off as your own. Um, things like uh, generating music or artwork or other images. So there's a lot of different fine lines, and I've participated in a lot of panels and conversations around this topic. So it's yeah, it's tricky. Um, to even different kinds of apps too. As like for instance, I use an app called Granola that I use for all my meetings. And it's helpful to record notes while I'm doing work. But in some states, you have to notify someone, the other party that you're recording them. So there's so many different like pots
Love.
and pans, yeah, where it gets tricky. So we want to educate our audience as best as we can on best practices.
Okay. Well, okay. I guess this. Okay. My other question is, when you use AI to help build like a website or something, you have to disclose it, right? Just because it could be faulty at times.
It's a good question. I think what I've seen is when people are making projects, they say they worked with AI to create something. I'm not too
Hmm.
sure though if you have to place it at the bottom of your site. I think though, like in when I see social posts online say, "Oh, this is created through collaboration of me and Claude," or I worked with, you know, OpenAI's Codex to build this, or I built this app with the help of XYZ large language model. I think that's a good example of a good ethical practice, but I'm not sure if you have to, excuse me, if you have to quote unquote list it that, oh, this is built with da da da.
Okay. Okay. Only because like only because I would hate to have to build something and then have to take it down because I didn't understand the law that applies.
Yeah,
But
for right now, I think if you, I believe as of what's today's day, March the 19th, 2026. Gotta say it. I think, yeah, for all AI generated code, depending on the platform you use, like you have the rights to it and you own it.
mm. Do you think it ever like give people the same things? Like builds the same app for people?
I
Exact
think
copycat?
depending on the prompt you give it, I think depending on the prompt you input, the more simple your prompt, or if it doesn't have a whole lot of adjectives that describe what it is that you're building, two different inputs can come out similar. I think, but I've tested examples where I've entered the same prompt and I've gotten like slight variations between the final result.
Okay.
So it's yeah, if you let whatever model AI, whatever tool you're using, leave it up to that tool, I think it tries to pick the best option based on what it's been trained on and what its system prompt has listed.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to. I think it's better like to show than say because I feel like someone was showing me like, okay, what does that mean? It's a lot easier to track to like, oh, okay, now I see what you're talking about. For saying it out loud with no concept or visuals. I'm a visual learner, so without visuals, I'm like, okay, this is gotta go over my head. But
Only because I only ask 'cause I know like sometime because I'm only familiar for real with ChatGPT, and I know sometimes it does that to other people where like two students will have the same exact, if not like maybe a little bit slight, but it's obviously it's AI um written things. So I'm just like, okay, written things. Written prompt, I guess. I'm like, okay, is that possible when they make a website? But yeah, that was my question. And you answered it.
I think yeah, Natasha, if you're still on, if you could share your experience building your website with Google AI Studio. I'm not sure how many times you. Oh, actually, you did it twice.
Yes, I did. So my
How-
experience, it's been good. I don't think so. The first time I did it, I didn't really ask much of the AI. I just put in a prompt. But the second time around, when I was building Cyber Shield, I went to ChatGPT for some aspects to say, okay, I'm building this. What's a good prompt to put in to make sure that I get the same output that I need? And for the third one that I was telling you about, the Truckers app, that one I went to ChatGPT directly for that one, but the output I think it was much better when the AI gave the prompt, in my opinion.
Mm. Well, can you explain like the Chucker app? What is that exactly?
So it's a truck diagnostic app
Mm.
that helps truckers to diagnose their truck so they can upload pictures and to see exactly what the function is of each part of their truck, or if it will track if they need any oil change, that kind of stuff. So with
It's like
that
an
one I
AI.
went yeah, with that one I went to chat gpt and put in the prompt to say this is what I want to make. uh this is the owner. What else? The color that I want, the logo, the slogan, everything. And I just put in the prompt and it was pretty perfect to me, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna have to test that out.
Yeah, so it was more less back and forth than when I was actually like type to it and yeah, go back and forth basically.
So maybe I should try to ask chat for the prompt and then insert it into another platform.
Yeah, so explain it. I explained everything that I wanted to chat GPT, and then I say, okay, create the prompt for Google AI Studio. And then I copy the prompt over, and then that's how I got that result. But in
I'm gonna
terms of in terms of different apps, I would say a previous meeting that I went into, I think it was with the student who spoke last, I think it was last week.
So
Yeah. Yeah, he said like it doesn't really matter if you build something that someone else, kind of built already. It only matters like if you build something. Like it doesn't matter if someone already built it, just make sure that you're building something. Basically, I think that's what I got from that meeting.
that's the spirit. Yeah, that we're really focused on helping to that same point, like helping these builders who enter into our program identify as builders by building something. And I think, and Natasha, in your experience, what was it like to go from week one having an idea to week two? Okay, now you need to get an MVP out. What was that like for you?
It was pretty, I would say, how should I explain it? I would say it was really good in my opinion because I in the first week I had no idea like which way to go or how it would even turn out. But then while we were having the different meetings back and forth, and you showed us examples of what MVP should look like. You reassured us that it doesn't have to be perfect. So when I actually took that information, and it just gave me the courage to just launch, like to just put the idea out there. So I think, yeah, it was good.
Appreciate you sharing that.
No problem.
And can you share some more information about what you're building?
Oh, which one specifically?
Can you what can I ask?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Can you talk about that AI? To me, I'm calling it like an AI mechanic. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. So the next thing that's on the app is to I wanted to add a feature, like a Bluetooth feature, to connect the scan tool, because I know they have this scan tool that they use to diagnose different trucks. So I wanted to find a way how to incorporate like a Bluetooth one into it, so it would be able to track everything that the truck needs. And I wanted to call it what's it called again? Truck diagnostic AI, CC truck diagnostic AI. Yeah, I think that's what I call it.
I think that's such a brilliant idea because I've been having car issues and I've been trying to use chat to help me. So I'm just like, maybe this is actually a very good idea. What you're doing,
Yeah,
it's a
you
really
can
good
actually
idea.
build it. Yeah, you can actually build something like this for your personal use. I think I think Emmanuel, if you don't mind me sharing, Emmanuel, I think you said that you build stuff to help you with, daily tasks that you find useful. So I think that with AI you can pretty much do anything that you want. Just make sure that you put in the right prompts and tell it the right things, and uh that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think too is even if you don't put in the right prompts, like I made an app this past weekend called Quick Cal. And so the idea was, okay, I'm very lazy at making calendar events, but I rather like I'll see a text on my phone like, hey, can we meet at XYZ time? Or I'll get an invite for a flyer, and I'm like, dang, like, shoot, okay, cool. It's in my head, but to make the calendar event, it's too many taps for me. It's too many button presses for me in this 21st advanced century we live in. It's too much, right? Crazy. A crazy problem to have. And so I was like, dang, this could be what if I could just like upload a screenshot and it will automatically be added to my Google Calendar, wherever calendar I have. So I was working in Replit and I was like, all right, I put in this long prompt, it started building it, and it was asking me for my login credentials, login to Google. And I was like, nah, the person needs to log into Google. But I was like, dang, I'm probably gonna need this thing. I'm gonna need to add in like the Google OAuth authentication. I was like, wait a minute. I just boiled it down to the basic building blocks of a calendar invite. All a calendar invite is just a .ics file. And that's all it is. So I was like, wait a minute. Well, I just broke it down. I was talking to Al, I was like, wait, what if you just make the file after I give you a flyer, after I take a screenshot and give it to you, just make the .ics file and let me just a one click button to add it to my calendar. So do it for Apple Calendar, do it for Google Calendar, do it for um, you know, any other type of calendar or Outlook. So I was like, all right, we'll do the big three. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. So I got to work and I was like, oh snap, in under an hour, like I had a working MVP and it was clean. I was like, oh snap, this works. Um, and now it's self-hosted. I can drop the link in the chat. But I think I've been through the process so many times. It was like I can make this super advanced later, But for now, let me just focus on the basics. Can I get something very simple that does one thing extremely well, or not even extremely well, just good. And then from there, I can continue like adding layers. It's almost like if you've ever baked before, you can just like you're making your first cake. Like I'm not gonna start off trying to build a wedding cake like for the Kardashians. No, with all the layers, and that's nah. Let me start with. Let me go grab the, what's that brand called? The Sara Lee. No, that's bread. Let me go grab the. I don't know. I'm gonna just grab the.
I know
I
what you
can't
mean.
think of the brand. But let me just grab the basic. Yeah, I just know it's red and has like the white cursive text. Let me just go grab that from the grocery store, a couple eggs, and some milk, and just make something. Let me just get the first one. If I can get that done and add some basic frosting on top, cool. Like I've made a cake, and then next week, I can experiment and get another pan and now have, a double layered cake with, I don't know, chocolate on top and then vanilla on the bottom or something. So every time I'm just gonna slowly iterate one layer at a time. Before I try to go out and build the wedding cake, my first go as a baker, I don't think I'm gonna fare too well.
But
I'm sorry.
No, no, it's meant to be because I think sometimes it's like sometimes I think it's easy to be fragile with ideas and like, oh no, I've had this idea for 3 years. This has to work. I have to get the prompt right. It has to work off bat. Like I can't have errors. And it's like, no, it's errors are a good thing. You can ask Natasha. We we were working through some errors a couple days ago
yeah,
with her research app.
that's right. But what I realize is that when you make errors or when errors do happen, you actually learn from them. So when you're to go and explain or to help somebody else, you're able to work past those errors because you already went through it.
Well said.
Very true.
Yeah, I think for the Natasha, can you share a little bit about the app that the cybersecurity app or cyber shield that you're working on?
Okay, sure. So I'm doing a research on personalized learning within our school systems. And I wanted to find a way how to move away from that static training. So that's just like, oh, um, this is the answer, that is the answer. You give a question, you get an answer. So I'm trying to move away from that to a more dynamic training where students can actually learn better by maybe their personal choice or from simulation training. So what I did was to implement this app called Cyber Shield AI. So with that one, it's kind of like a research an app to gather information on user preference and how best they learn. So on the app, it's kind of like a simulation training. So they would input their information, and we would gather information from those that they have. So it has like different categories. So there's a dashboard, there's training, and there's an AI mentor that can you can ask any question on cybersecurity and it answers. So what we will do is to have another category, don't interfere with this part because that's what we'll use to gather our data from. So it's more so for research, but I'm thinking once it's we prove that it works, then we can go ahead and build another one similar to that one.
It's okay if I share it.
Sure, you can share it. It's not 100%, but um, it's still a work in progress. So I didn't add any database to it as yet, and the AI mentor is still like when I did it in Google AI Studio, it was working properly. But once I launched it and I was back and forth with Codex, it didn't launch
Mhm.
completely. So I'm still working on that part. So once you go in, you start with a pre-training assessment. And I think those questions are pretty neat. I was able to get like a 90%, so that's good. And
I'm failing
once you
this.
so once you go in, you'll be able to see the different trainings. So there's a phishing, I think there's a phishing training, email, and there's some other ones in there too, like social engineering. So you can go on each one, and once you complete the training, you'll have a post assessment. So what we would do is to see from the post assessment, we'll be able to gather information on how, like, compare the pre-training versus what they learned and compare it to the post assessment. So from there, we'll gather information to see how personalized learning and choice affects the education system. Yeah, so that's the dashboard. So once you choose a training, then it will pop up right there, and you can do questions. I think I'm still working on the format for each. So it's, as I said, it's a work in progress. Not completely done, but yeah.
You started this recently, right?
Yes, I did. And this is basically going off the recent research that I did for my senior seminar presentation. So it's about the digital literacy paradox. And that's just talking about how we use AI to like pass classes and that kind of stuff. But it shows that we can also use the same AI to make something that we can actually learn from to retain information. So I applied it to the cybersecurity training. So I suggested that, you know how pilots, they have simulation training, so they have to learn that way. I think that for cybersecurity, we should also apply that same concept so that we firsthand would know how to react in an environment where cybersecurity comes in hand. So say for example, you have like a phishing email, right? Under pressure, you wouldn't be able to find out if it's like a real attack or whatever. So when you learn how to work under pressure and to mitigate these attacks, then that's how you learn better. So yeah, that's just another reason why I created the app.
I think that's so cool because building this app opens you up to new opportunities. This could be used as experience on your resume that you link to. You have it already hosted on a live URL. So anybody and from anywhere with an internet connection can access it and actually use it. Like it's not just, talk or theory. You built something concrete that anybody can use, no matter their device. And it's I think that proof weighs so heavy. Like it can get you in the door for an interview, another internship, for your next job opportunity. And we want to continue doing what helping builders in Alabama recognize these types of opportunities that AI provides you. Like you could maybe you launch a product or maybe it's become productized and maybe start making money from it by selling it to different institutions, selling it to colleges, selling it to companies who need to have enhanced, you know, simulation, situational cybersecurity training. Um, like this product can go so many ways, And it's the fact that you launched this as a this wasn't even your main project for the
No.
internship, but as this is the skills you learned from this internship, you were able to apply that to building this. And I mean, it's awesome how far you've come along, and you're really setting a good example of like what anyone can do as long as you bring the hustle and just stay in the ring long enough.
Yeah, that's why I would recommend this program to anyone who wants to be a builder because I've seen, well, my testament, I came in with, well, zero knowledge. Well, not really zero, but limited knowledge on how to really use these AI tools to make something like positive as like an app or a website. I had no idea that we could do that. So coming into the program, I definitely learned a lot of new skills. I learned to use a lot of different AI tools to make like I built a website. I'm making these two different apps that I'm working on right now, and before I was thinking maybe that's only limited to like people who can actually code and do computer science. So I think, yeah, just being in the program, it's really helpful. I've learned from a lot of different tips from a lot of people who came in and shared, so marketing strategies to um what else? Launching, monetizing your apps, that kind of stuff. So it's a well-rounded program, in my opinion.
Appreciate you appreciate you sharing that. In my opinion, I think it's the best internship experience ever. Like this is the internship
Really?
I would have loved to have as a student. And now we're opening up access for to anyone who wants to join and completely free. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being committed to um yeah, just for being a builder.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I've seen how they're really helpful. So as you can see, I've applied what I've learned in this program to my classroom because I got an A on that research that I did. So I can clearly say that it does help. And yeah, I've applied it to many different areas of my life. And now, yeah, I think it's really inspiring in my opinion because now I'm thinking to build other things. So yeah,
Let's go. Let's get it.
You've convinced me.
that's the goal.
Honestly. I mean, I was already convinced, but now I'm more convinced and more encouraged.
Yeah. And I think the setup, like how each week you have different people to talk on different aspects of where you're at, I think that really helps with the process. So I think, yeah, that's a really good part that we get to learn from other people who actually build to share on the different things that we're learning each week. So I think that's really effective as well.
I appreciate that. We've been doing our best because it definitely is a team effort to find people who are really just exemplify that builder attitude and live that life and walk that walk instead of just talking that talk. Because I think too, it's when you see someone who's very high up, like a CEO or some kind of executive, when they give advice, it's like this is great advice. Don't get me wrong, but I think there can be a disconnect with like, okay, what are the actionable steps? What do I need to do in order to get where you're at, like today? And I think finding people that are just a step or two ahead of you, the conversation is a lot easier because they recently just went through it, like within the past year, couple years, 6 months, month, etc. Like that gap isn't as wide, and it's much more like, okay, this is much more actionable. If I want to improve, this SEO for my site, okay, I can do this. If I want to learn how to connect with my community, here are some things that I can do to activate and have those types of conversations. If I want to get better at building in public, these are some ways I can improve my copy or my landing page, and convert users to click on my product or to buy my thing. And I think that to me is very inspiring. Like, oh wow, this is somebody who's giving me the sauce and with the nuggets and the dip and the chips and whatever else I can do right now to get ahead. Um, I've always been found myself attracted towards that. So I was like, yeah, for this internship, let's experiment. Let's bring in like I got some phone calls and some text messages to make. Some people that can really have some cool things to share. And those are things that we'll continue doing in the summer program. We're gonna set it up where we have the lectures in the labs, where you'll have time to hear from me, and you'll have time to work on it on your own, live with another group with your community and in our group of builders with mentors there to support and help you out. We'll have lunch and learn conversations like these. We invite builders who have done a thing that in the same topic with the same week that you're doing, and they come and share what's helped them out. What makes time for office hours? We can come and hop in if you have a question and get them answered. And of course, being active with inside of our school community. If you have updates that you want to share, wins, um, lessons from things that didn't work out so well, or even things you've attempted, we want to continue fostering that spirit and then that same energy throughout this summer program. So yeah, very excited for this. Please invite your friends to apply. I think this is something that really could quite possibly change their life or change the trajectory of their career.
I totally agree.
Any further questions?
I have another question, like how flexible is the program? So say for example, you launched it in a time like when students will have internships. Like how flexible do you think that uh part will be for students who are actually pursuing internships?
I think it'll be pretty flexible, even if you're in an internship. We're gonna be having live streams for the lectures and labs. And that part will also be recorded. So everything will be recorded, everything will be sent out via email communications and uploaded onto school and on our YouTube channel. So and we'll also be sharing like different kinds of tips and clips from our content on social media. So if you miss something, our goal is you're not left too far, but you're not left too far behind as each week progresses. But
Okay.
the missions will still remain the same, the tasks that you completed throughout your 12-week internship, such as, creating a build-in post, a build-in public post, creating a Loom or a cat.so demo video. Doing those different things will still be required.
Okay.
But I think if you can commit 2 hours a week, I think that's like a really good number to see the fruit of your results through this 8-week program.
Okay. And when is the application due?
It's going to be due, I believe, the end of April. Yeah, we haven't set a hard deadline date yet, but that will be coming up soon. But for now, once I think end of April, it'd be safe to say when the application's closed. If I'm not right, Brooks will get me. So
Okay, thank you.
for sure, great questions. Lubendi, do you have any further questions?
Uh, no, not as right. What am I saying? No, not right now. Sorry. No, I just taking down some notes. That's all.
For sure.
If I do have any question, I will reach out to you and let you know.
Of course, I got you.
Thank
So I'm
you.
going to, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So I'm going to end this recording for now. If you have any questions, if for anybody watching this recording after it's already been recorded, feel free to contact us or any of the admins inside of school. We're happy to help with your questions.